Panthera leo is a large cat of the genus Panthera, native to Africa and India. It has a muscular, broad-chested body, a short, rounded head, round ears, and a dark, hairy tuft at the tip of its tail. It is sexually dimorphic. Adult male lions are larger than females and have a prominent mane. It is a social species, forming groups called prides. A lion's pride consists of a few adult males, related females, and cubs. Groups of female lions usually hunt together, preying mostly on medium-sized and large ungulates. The lion is an apex and keystone predator. The lion inhabits grasslands, savannas, and shrublands. It is usually more diurnal than other wild cats, but when persecuted, it adapts to being active at night and at twilight. During the Neolithic period, the lion ranged throughout Africa and Eurasia, from Southeast Europe to India, but it has been reduced to fragmented populations in sub-Saharan Africa and one population in Western India. It has been listed as vulnerable on the IUCN and Red List since 1996 because populations in African countries have declined by about 43% since the lion populations are untenable outside designated protected areas. Although the cause of the decline is not fully understood, habitat loss and conflicts with humans are the greatest causes for concern. One of the most widely recognized animal symbols in human culture, the lion has been extensively depicted in sculptures and paintings, on national flags, and in literature and films. Lions have been kept in menageries since the time of the Roman Empire and have been a key species sought for exhibition in zoological gardens across the world since the late 18th century. Cultural depictions of lions were prominent in ancient Egypt, and depictions have occurred in virtually all ancient and medieval cultures in the lion's historic and current range. Etymology. The English word lion is derived by Anglo-Norman leun from Latin leonum nominative, Leo, which in turn was a borrowing from ancient Greek landa, Wyomega nu leon. The Hebrew word levi may also be related, for the generic name Panthera is traceable to the classical Latin word panthera, and the ancient Greek word pi y nu thater atero panther. Taxonomy. The upper cladogram is based on the 2006 study, 6-7 the lower one on the 2010-8 and 2011 studies. Felis leo was the scientific name used by Carl Linnaeus in 1758, who described the lion in his work Systema Naturae. 3. The genus name Panthera was coined by Lawrence Oken in 1816. 10. Between the mid-18th and mid-20th centuries, 26 lion specimens were described and proposed as subspecies, of which 11 were recognized as valid in 2005. 1. They were distinguished mostly by the size and color of their manes and skins. Subspecies range map showing distribution of subspecies and clades. In the 19th and 20th centuries, several lion-type specimens were described and proposed as subspecies, with about a dozen recognized as valid taxa until 2017. 1. Between 2008 and 2016, IUCN and Red List assessors used only to subspecific names, PL Leo for African lion populations, and PL Persica for the Asiatic lion population, to 1213. In 2017, the Cat Classification Task Force of the Cat Specialist Group revised lion taxonomy and recognizes the subspecies based on results of several phylogeographic studies on lion evolution, namely P. L. Leo Linnaeus, 1758, Evolution, Red Panthera spelier, Blue Panthera atrox, Green Panthera leo, maximal range of the modern lion, and its prehistoric relatives in the late Pleistocene. The Panthera lineage is estimated to have genetically diverged from the common ancestor of the Thalidae around 9.3 to 0.47 million years ago to 11.75 to 0.97 million years ago. 630 to 33 results of analyses differ in the phylogenetic relationship of the lion. It was thought to form a sister group with the jaguar that diverged 3.46 to 1.22 million years ago. 6, but also with the leopard that diverged 3.1 to 1.95 million years ago. 8.9 to 4.3 to 0.2 million years ago. Hybridization between lion and snow leopard ancestors. Description: The lion is a muscular, broad-chested cat with a short, rounded head, a reduced neck, and round ears. Males have broader heads. The fur varies in color from light buff to silvery gray, yellowish red, and dark brown. The colors of the underparts are generally lighter. A newborn lion has dark spots, which fade as the cub reaches adulthood, although faint spots may still be seen on the legs and underparts. 40 for 45, the tail of all lions ends in a dark, hairy tuft that, in some lions, conceals an approximately 5 mm (0.20 in) long, hard spine or spur composed of dermal papillae. 46. The functions of the spur are unknown. The tuft is absent at birth and develops at around 5 months of age. It is readily identifiable at the age of 7 months. Its skull is very similar to that of the tiger, although the frontal region is usually more depressed and flattened and has a slightly shorter postorbital region and broader nasal openings than those of the tiger. Due to the amount of skull variation in the two species, usually only the structure of the lower jaw can be used as a reliable indicator of species. The skeletal muscles of the lion make up 58.8% of its body weight and represent the highest percentage of muscles among mammals. 50-51, the lion has a high concentration of fast twitch muscle fibers, giving them quick bursts of speed but less stamina. The male lion's mane is the most recognizable feature of the species. It may have evolved around 320,000 to 190,000 years ago. 62. It grows downwards and backwards, covering most of the head, neck, shoulders, and chest. The mane is typically brownish and tinged with yellow, rust, and black hairs. 45 mutations in the genes microphthalmia-associated transcription factor and tyrosinase are possibly responsible for the color of manes. It starts growing when lions enter adolescence, when testosterone levels increase and reach their full size at around 4 years old. 65. Cool ambient temperatures in European and North American zoos may result in a heavier mane. 66. On average, Asiatic lions have sparser manes than African lions. This feature likely evolved to signal the fitness of males to females. Males with darker manes appear to have greater reproductive success and are more likely to remain in a pride for longer. They have longer and thicker hair at higher testosterone levels, but they are also more vulnerable to heat stress. 68-69. The core body temperature does apparently not increase regardless of sex, season, feeding time, length and color of mane, but only surface temperature is affected. Unlike in other felid species, female lions consistently interact with multiple males at once. 71. Another hypothesis suggests that the mane also serves to protect the neck in fights, but this is disputed. During fights, including those involving maneless females and adolescents, the neck is not targeted as much as the face, back, and hindquarters. Injured lions also begin to lose their manes. Almost all male lions in Penjari National Park are either maneless or have very short manes. Maneless lions have also been reported in Senegal, in Sudan's Dinder National Park, and in Tsavo East National Park, Kenya. 76. Castrated lions often have little to no mane because the removal of the gonads inhibits testosterone production. 77. Rarely, both wild and captive lionesses have manes. 78-79. Increased testosterone may be the cause of mane lionesses reported in northern Botswana. African lions live in scattered populations across sub-Saharan Africa. The lion prefers grassy plains and savannas, scrub-bordering rivers, and open woodlands with bushes. It rarely enters closed forests. On Mount Elgon, the lion has been recorded up to an elevation of 3,600 meters, 11,800 feet, and close to the snow line on Mount Kenya. 40 for savannas with an annual rainfall of 300 to 1,500 millimeters, 12 to 59, and make up the majority of lion habitat in Africa. -1 at 3,390,821 square kilometers, 1,309,203 square miles at most. but remnant populations are also present in tropical moist forests in West Africa and montane forests in East Africa. 84. The Asiatic lion now survives only in and around Gir National Park in Gujarat, Western India. Its habitat is a mixture of dry savanna forest and very dry, deciduous scrub forest. Historical range in Africa. The range of the lion originally spanned most of the Central African rainforest zone and the Sahara Desert. 85. In the 1960s, it became extinct in North Africa, except in the southern part of Sudan. During the mid-Holocene, around 8,000 to 6,000 years ago, the range of lions expanded into southeastern and eastern Europe, partially reoccupying the range of the now extinct cave lion. 88. In Hungary, the modern lion was present from about 4,500 to 3,200 years before present. 89. In Ukraine, the modern lion was present from about 6,400 to 2,000 years before present. 88. In Greece, it was common, as reported by Herodotus in 480 BC. It was considered rare by 300 BC and extirpated. In Asia, the lion once ranged in regions where climatic conditions supported an abundance of prey. 90. It was present in the Caucasus until the 10th century. 49. It lived in Palestine until the Middle Ages and in Southwest Asia until the late 19th century. By the late 19th century, it had been extirpated in most of Turkey. 91. The last live lion in Iran was sighted in 1942, about 65 kilometers 40 miles northwest of Dezful. 92. Although the corpse of a lioness was found on the banks of the Karun River in Khuzestan province in 1944. 93. It once ranged from Sindh and Punjab in Pakistan to Bengal and the Narmada River in central India. Behavior and ecology. Lions spend much of their time resting. They are inactive for about 20 hours per day. 95. Although lions can be active at any time, their activity generally peaks after dusk with a period of socializing, grooming, and defecating. Intermittent bursts of activity continue until dawn, when hunting most often takes place. They spend an average of 2 hours a day walking and 50 minutes eating. Group organization. Lion pride in Etosha National Park. A lioness left and 2 males in Masai Mara. The lion is the most social of all wild felet species, living in groups of related individuals with their offspring. Such a group is called a pride. Groups of male lions are called coalitions. 97 females form the stable social unit in a pride and do not tolerate outside females. 98. The majority of females remain in their birth prides, while all males and some females will disperse. 99. The average pride consists of around 15 lions, including several adult females and up to 4 males and their cubs of both sexes. Large prides, consisting of up to 30 individuals, have been observed. 100. The sole exception to this pattern is the Tsavo lion pride that always has just 1 adult male. 101 prides act as fission fusion societies, and members will split into subgroups that keep in contact with roars. Nomadic lions range widely and move around sporadically, either in pairs or alone. 97 pairs are more frequent among related males. A lion may switch lifestyles. Nomads can become residents and vice versa. 103 interactions between prides and nomads tend to be hostile, although pride females and estrus allow nomadic males to approach them. 104. Males spend years in a nomadic phase before gaining residence in a pride. 105. A study undertaken in the Serengeti National Park revealed that nomadic coalitions gain residency at between 3.5 and 7.3 years of age. 106. In Kruger National Park, dispersing male lions move more than 25 kilometers 16 miles away from their natal pride in search of their own territory. Female lions stay closer to their natal pride. Therefore, female lions in an area are more closely related to each other than male lions in the same area. The evolution of sociability in lions was likely driven both by high population density and the clumped resources of savanna habitats. The larger the pride, the more high-quality territory they can defend. Hotspots being near river confluences, where the cats have better access to water, prey, and shelter via vegetation. 108-109. The area occupied by a pride is called a pride area, whereas that occupied by a nomad is a range. 97 males associated with the pride patrol the fringes. 45 both males and females defend the pride against intruders, but the male lion is better suited for this purpose due to its stockier, more powerful build. Some individuals consistently lead the defense against intruders, while others lag behind. Lions tend to assume specific roles in the pride. Slower-moving individuals may provide other valuable services to the group. Alternatively, there may be rewards associated with being a leader that fends off intruders. The rank of lionesses in the pride is reflected in these responses. 112. The male or males associated with the pride must defend their relationship with the pride from outside males who may attempt to usurp them. Dominance hierarchies do not appear to exist among individuals of either sex in a pride. Asiatic lion prides differ in group composition. Male Asiatic lions are solitary or associate with up to 3 males, forming a loose pride, while females associate with up to 12 other females, forming a stronger pride together with their cubs. Female and male lions associate only when mating. 114 coalitions of males hold territory for a longer time than single lions. Males in coalitions of 3 or 4 individuals exhibit a pronounced hierarchy, in which one male dominates the others and mates more frequently. Hunting and diet: a skeletal mound of a lion attacking a common eland, on display at the Museum of Osteology. For lionesses catching a buffalo in the Serengeti, lions feeding on a zebra. The lion is a generalist hypercarnivore. It is considered to be both an apex and keystone predator due to its wide prey spectrum. 116-117. Its prey consists mainly of medium-sized to large ungulates, particularly blue wildebeest, plain zebra, African buffalo, gemsbok, and giraffe. It also frequently takes common warthog despite it being much smaller. 118. In India, chital and sambar deer are the most common wild prey. 45-118-119. While livestock contribute significantly to lion kills outside protected areas. 120. It usually avoids fully grown adult elephants, rhinoceros and hippopotamus, and small prey like dik-dik, hyraces, hares, and monkeys. Unusual prey include porcupines and small reptiles. Lions kill other predators but seldom consume them. Young lions first display stalking behavior at around 3 months of age, although they do not participate in hunting until they are almost a year old and begin to hunt effectively when nearing the age of 2. 122. Single lions are capable of bringing down zebra and wildebeest, while larger prey like buffalo and giraffe are riskier. 103. In Chobe National Park, large prides have been observed hunting African bush elephants up to around 15 years old in exceptional cases, with the victims being calves, juveniles, and even subadults. 123-124. In typical group hunts, each lioness has a favored position in the group, either stalking prey on the wing, then attacking or moving a smaller distance in the center of the group and capturing prey fleeing from other lionesses. Males attached to prides do not usually participate in group hunting. 125. Some evidence suggests, however, that males are just as successful as females. They are typically solo hunters who ambush prey in small bushland. 126. They may join in the hunting of large, slower-moving prey like buffalo and even hunt them on their own. Moderately sized hunting groups generally have higher success rates than lone females and larger groups. Lions are not particularly known for their stamina. For instance, a lioness's heart comprises only 0.57% of her body weight, and a male's is about 0.45% of his body weight, whereas a hyena's heart comprises almost 1% of its body weight. 128. Thus, lions run quickly only in short bursts at about 48 to 59 kilometers per hour, 30 to 37 miles per hour, and need to be close to their prey before starting the attack. 129. They take advantage of factors that reduce visibility. Many kills take place near some form of cover or at night. 130. One study in 2018 recorded a lion running at a top speed of 70 for 0.1 kilometers per hour, 46.0 miles per hour. The lion accelerates at the start of the chase by 9.5 meters per second squared, whereas zebras, wildebeest and Thompson's gazelle accelerate by 5 meters per second squared, 5.6 meters per second squared and for 0.5 meters per second squared, respectively. Acceleration appears to be more important than steady displacement speed in lion hunts. 132. The lion's attack is short and powerful. It attempts to catch prey with a fast rush and final leap, usually pulls it down by the rump, and kills with a clamping bite to the throat or muzzle. It can hold the prey's throat for up to 13 minutes, until the prey stops moving. 133. It has a bite force from 1,593.8 to 1,768 newtons at the canine tip and up for 1,167.6 newtons at the carnassial notch. Male lion and cub with mostly eaten in buffalo carcass in Sabi Sand Game Reserve. Lions typically consume prey at the location of the hunt, but sometimes drag large prey into cover. 137. They tend to squabble over kills, particularly the males. On hot days, the pride retreats to shade with 1 or 2 males standing guard. 137 lions defend their kills from scavengers such as vultures and hyenas. Lions scavenge on carrion when the opportunity arises, scavenging animals dead from natural causes such as disease or those that were killed by other predators. Scavenging lions keep a constant lookout for circling vultures, which indicate the death or distress of an animal. 140 Most carrion, on which both hyenas and lions feed upon, are killed by hyenas rather than lions. 57 Carrion is thought to provide a large part of lion diet. Communication. Head rubbing among pride members is a common social behavior. A male lion raises his tail while marking his territory. When resting, lion socialization occurs through a number of behaviors. The animal's expressive movements are highly developed. The most common peaceful, tactile gestures are head rubbing and social licking. 187, which have been compared with the role of allogrooming among primates. 188 head rubbing, nuzzle in the forehead, face and neck against another lion appears to be a form of greeting. 189, and is seen often after an animal has been apart from others or after a fight or confrontation. Measure. The head and neck are the most common parts of the body licked. This behavior may have arisen out of utility because lions cannot lick these areas themselves. Lions have an array of facial expressions and body postures that serve as visual gestures. 192. A common facial expression is the grimace face or phlegm response, which a lion makes when sniffing chemical signals and involves an open mouth with bared teeth, raised muzzle, wrinkled nose, closed eyes, and relaxed ears. 193 lions also use chemical and visual marking. 192. Males spray urine. 190 for 195 and scrape plots of ground and objects within the territory. The lion's repertoire of vocalizations is large. Variations in intensity and pitch appear to be central to communication. Most lion vocalizations are variations of growling, snarling, meowing, and roaring. Other sounds produced include puffing, bleating, and humming. Roaring is used to advertise its presence. Lions most often roar at night, a sound that can be heard from a distance of 8 kilometers 5 miles. 196. They tend to roar in a very characteristic manner, starting with a few deep, long roars that subside into grunts.